Well, this ain't the MG Midget yet today. Don't know if it will be. And for one thing, trouble breathing today. I'm like plugged up, hacking up. And another thing is, internet is still messed up. Yes, I said the internet is still messed up. He was just down and started telling me it's your computer's doing it because every time you plug in it screws up. I said, well, you know, last night my video went up so dang fast it shocked me. Yeah, it was a short video, but the last time I did a short video like that, an hour and a half to upload it. Well, it went up in about 7 minutes last night. I was like, wow, okay. Going to the higher speed's the thing to do. Well, I called him. I said, hey, this is acting up. I was talking to the gal. One of the techs came in. He come down. He's like, it's your computer. It's your computer. I'm like, no, it's not. I said, we had 7 computers in here years ago when we had dial-up and used to run them. And I said, it's not that. Well, then it finally crashed on him. He's like, well, I got everything unplugged. What the hell? He's talking about turning on a nib or something. So he went to do that, and I walked around to get the car to go get this medicine. And he goes, look at this. Whatever their wiring is made out of, some kind of bugs like it, and it's damn near ate a good third of the coating off the wires. And then he tells me, he says, yeah, you know, we just ran a whole bunch of brand new fiber stuff out in the country, had it all there, went back to hook it up. He said about every house there was no coating left on the wiring at all. So they're going to come back, drill a new hole, run conduit, bury that wire in conduit, and run a new wire all the way into the house. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, don't tell me it's my computer's, because he's like, well, now that I unplugged it, it's working. And then it crashed and quit on him. I'm like, it's not my computer's. And well, now that explains why it blue screened my computer, because if those wires are crossing, the computer got crossed and it screwed up the connection. So don't tell the customer, oh, it's your stuff. Granted, our stuff is old, but yeah, they were hell-bent it was our problem. And then when I walked around the house, he goes, hey, look at this. Something that's been chewing on the wires. Got the coating, outside coating ate off, and he says it looks like it's actually nicked a couple of the internal wires. Oh, yeah, but it's my problem. Yeah. Okay. Again, it's my fault. I says, you know, we've been fighting this for a couple months, and I said, I've had enough of the wife screaming at me about the internet. She's threatened to shut it off. I'm like, what about YouTube, dear? So hopefully, and then when she's been home, it's worked, knocking on wood. It's funny, as soon as she went to bed last night, the internet screwed up. I'm like, oh. And then they say this morning, well, it's got to be something, it's got to be your computers. I'm like, don't. And I said, you know what, I got a computer upstairs that's a few months old that I'm trying to fix. Well, I've got it working, I'm making sure. And it dies. Well, he's like, well, I've got everything unplugged and now it ain't working. So, yeah. I didn't realize it. I knew it was, but it didn't sink into me that this week's Thanksgiving. Our Thanksgiving is going to be tomorrow. So I called the guy I'm working on that MG for and let him know, hey, I forgot a couple of things I needed to be around for the house. I got a delivery today. Somebody sent something. They arrived nice, safe, and sound, and I don't know how come when he sent me something, it come to my house. The last couple of packages I've ordered from car parts places goes to the mailbox. Even though it was paid for to be up shipped, UPS shipped, it goes, yeah. So I guess next time I order parts from those car places, I'm going to say, hey, to my house. Not the post office, because then once it gets in that post office, you never know if you get it or not. So, because I told him last night, I said, like I said last night, I was shocked on how fast. I mean, I looked up, seeing the upload in progress, and I talking to somebody, and I looked up a couple minutes later. I'm like, done? What? So maybe I won't have to pay for a higher speed internet, because they may have just found the damn problem. So, alright. I just had a thought here. You know, I just spent the day out at the guy's farm that last year, you guys know, I had that trouble. Couldn't breathe. Just wasn't myself. I just made a connection, and you noticed when I was working on Buddy's garage, towards the end of it, I was having trouble breathing in that. Have you guys just made the connection I'm starting to make? The building I was in yesterday is spray foamed, and it's exposed. Their shop out there is spray foamed, and some of it's exposed. Buddy's garage is spray foamed, but it's covered. I'm just starting to realize, because I spent 6-7 hours out there yesterday working on that MG Midget, getting it apart and turning into the motor. And today I can't breathe. I am short on air. And last night I couldn't get to sleep. I mean, I was plugged up. And when I went out there yesterday, I felt good. I'm starting to wonder if I got a problem with the spray foam insulation. It just hit me. I'm like, God, it was over this. I felt fine. And then last night I noticed I'm starting to plug up, and oh shit, I bet you it was 4 o'clock this morning before I finally fell asleep. But I've been in 3 buildings that have been spray foamed. And when I talked to the guy, because he's got unexplained health problems out at his place too. And their house is completely spray foamed from basement to attic. Not saying that spray foam's bad, but I'm kind of starting to wonder here. That's the only other thing, because I mean, I've been around the welding. I've been welding out at my place, no issues. I've spray painted, didn't end up with the same issues. I go out to his place and it's just like, whew, I can't breathe. So, just a thought here. Just a thought. Okay, well, cross your fingers. I think the internet issue is finally done for. It would explain why Skype kept stopping last night. Facebook was acting up. It just was not working like it should have been. So there is now a brand new wire all the way from the fiber optic box on the side of the house to the router. It's not going through any old wire. And yes, the more computers you have online, the less each computer gets speed. So he said, let's do a test. And we tested my 2 computers and found out my Acer is actually faster than my Dell. And it literally cut the speeds exactly in half between the 2 computers. As he hit the restart and I hit the start button for the test, so they ran simultaneously, which was pretty darn good. So yes, and I understand the more computers you have on, the slower the connection in that. But I said, now that explains why it probably blue screened my computer, because if those wires are in there touching somewhere from the bugs eating on it, it was screwing with the modem in my computer, and my computer didn't like it. So he's like, yeah. So hopefully that issue's fixed. I'm going out to talk to the guy I'm working on the MG Midget about working on his car. I still can't catch my air today. I'm just, and you know, when I was working at Buddy's garage, I was at the doctor, got away from there, and I'm fine. I don't have that unexplained fatigue and that, so I guess we're going to go out and talk to him and see what we can do. I mean, it's the only common denominator left that just hit me. And I guess part of me's been trying to deny, oh, it can't be the spray foam, it can't be the spray foam, but like I said, I spent 7 hours in it yesterday, and now today I'm having trouble breathing. And this stuff's years old too. But like the guy that the company that did the Buddy's garage said that it has to be sealed if it's going to be left exposed. Ours got to be covered. Well, I don't know. So, but we'll see what's going on here. All right, well, he's gonna be nice and load up the motor and move everything up to my place. I hate doing that because now we're gonna take a chance of losing stuff. But I told him, I says, you know, I was out here 6.5, 7 hours yesterday, and now today I got up immediately after being out here. I says, you know, doctor kept telling me it was the welding. I said, I've been welding at my place. I painted a couple of cars this summer, and I didn't have any problems. I said, but the one day I come back here, I get up the next morning and I can't breathe. I says, you know, I'm trying to keep from blaming this spray foam, but I asked him, I said, did you ever put a sealer over your foam or paint it? He said, no, it's never been sealed or painted. Which the guys that did the garage said this is supposed to be, if it's going to be left exposed, it has to be sealed or painted. So he's like, oh. He said, well, he's got, I said, there's articles out there about the off-gassing and people having respiratory problems, and he's like, well, maybe you're got an allergy that. I said, I don't know. I said, I hate this. I said, I love working out here, but I spend one day here and I get up the next morning and I can't breathe. He goes, yeah, that's, he says, so I guess I'm just going to go to the farm anyway. He's going to bring the motor up and the parts, and then I guess I'll just work on it and get it knocked down and that. So, and I don't like being short on air like this. And today, actually, I know he's got a dead mouse in that building too, because I opened the door and it just, because I opened them, make sure they weren't in there working on the car, doing something, and there was nobody in there. And I'm like, wow, it just, he's like, well, I really wanted the kids to see that motor go together. I said, Mike, I go to put that motor together. I said, I have no problem with your kids being up there to watch that. I will let you know when I'm working on it and they can come up and watch. It's like, well, yeah, that'll work. So, as I do, I love going out there and welding and fabricating parts and doing that with him, but when you can't breathe, when do you call it enough's enough? Because I told him, I said, the doctor's been blaming it's because I'm around the welding. Well, guys, I've welded at my place and did all that painting on the cars this summer in the Tahoe. No trouble. So I guess we'll get it up here and we'll get her apart and tell them I've been at home. I've been watching videos or trying to, and then I told them about the ordeal with the internet, and I said, I'm learning about that little motor already. So, and I think it's going to be a fun little motor to put together. So, I now know how to identify the VIN number on that block on the tag, so that'll be good. Anyway, I guess once we get it out to the farm, we'll go from there. So, alright. Here's the alternator. We gotta fix the bolt hole there. There's the oil pan. And I gotta figure out what year this is for sure, because all the motors I've been watching have had a casting opening here to get into the side of the motor. And the head's not matching up now for being the 1098 CDC motor. He just basically took the pallet and threw it in the back of his truck and brought it up here. So I've got a lot of bolts and everything, but I guess 12 V46717 L12658 is the tag. Doing that. This is different. It is a small bore, but it's like it's got the big bore head on it. Because the way this is sitting and the way this is sitting, the 1098 head was supposed to be pointy, and I flipped it up and looked at underneath, and it's not the right bore. So, and unfortunately, they really don't know nothing about the car. They bought it out of state, went by what people said, and they don't know. But anyway, there's the book he got for me, so a couple books there. And I know he wants to, which one is there? He's looking at getting the no lead head kits, because he says he's had to put a lead out of it into it. So anyway, okay, I forgot to give you the backstory on this little MG Midget. Well, you guys can follow kind of know that it was supposed to have been a bang. Well, now the bang has turned into, no, it was a kind of like a pop. Well, so we got tore into it, found that the motor would not turn over. It was stuck tight. So we were thinking it'd been a rod or something. And while his kids were helping me, his daughter that owns the car and her brother were helping me yesterday, and well, the brother was out there and he got the starter undone, and he's like, the starter would not come out. I mean, the starter was, I thought, okay, it's rusted in or seized or something. I started beating on the starter back and forth, and all of a sudden the starter come out, and I watched since I had the head off, I watched the piston go whip. I'm like, what in the heck? I thought, okay, the starter drive went out. Well, I get the starter out and look at it, starter drive, so it's going to need replacing, because after we seen the teeth on the flywheel, well, I roll it around thinking, okay, we just got to put a new starter in it and we can do the head job and put it back together. Rolled it around. Flywheel is missing a tooth. Snapped it clean off. And I imagine that's where the starter ran up, wedged, and locked it. Which, when I showed you in the video yesterday, it's a good thing that it did, because the head gasket was going. There's some issues. The bearings are starting to show wear. And this little gal, I guess, is probably going to take this car to college. So, yeah, so he's like, and this guy, he is terrific to work for. It's there. He said, get a list made, let me know. And what the machine shop don't order, he's going to call them up, order it, and get the stuff here. So, and according to him, I think he's going to go home and do a little researching on the spray foam now. Because he's like, That's not right, because I think I could see the wheels in his head turning about that spray foam. So he should get her done and we'll get you going, which is nice to hear. And then he was looking at the engine stands that I made, and he's like, "Boy, you have." So anyway, I think there's something else I'm forgetting to tell you. Oh, well then, yesterday when we tore that apart, we found that piece of plastic in the one carburetor. Yeah. So, yes. Well, I don't know if I'll get to it tomorrow, because tomorrow's going to be our Thanksgiving, because the wife has to work Thanksgiving, so we're going to do our Thanksgiving tomorrow. And, so maybe Thanksgiving Day I'll be out here tearing this down and getting this ready to go and fully disassembled and off to the machine shop. Then I got some rusty brackets I can clean up and have all done. So anyway, I guess that's the way it is. I'm going to go home, see if the internet's still working. Let's see, I'll give you a quick shot. I'm starting to get a little more organized again. Almost found the bench. Got a lot. I got room up there now, so that's what I'm thinking. If I'm going to be building a couple of engines and that, I want a place to set the parts. So, thank you, everybody. And oh, another thing I see, we're almost to 1,000 subs. I thank everybody. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet when I hit 1,000 subs. I know when I can't remember when I hit 500, I gave 20 bucks away. So I don't know. What was it, 20, 25 bucks? I don't remember. We gave that away, so we'll have to figure out something special for the 1,000. Don't know what it is, but we're getting there. And we're got 1,000 sub, almost 1,000 subs, and we're coming up on 500,000 views. That's a lot. So, see you guys later. Have a good one. And if I don't see you guys before Thanksgiving, everybody have a great Thanksgiving. Be safe and be responsible and enjoy the time with your family. So, see y'all later.